Hey Team Remedy Coaches. So yesterday we talked about the very first vital behavior of being a Team Beachbody coach, which is to invite people. And we talked about a couple of ways to invite people, whether through social media or in person, and how inviting is not selling, but sharing what you're doing. And there were still a lot of questions about being pushy and how not to kind of, when somebody asks you about what you're doing, how not to sound like you're trying to sell them something, but you're just sharing your journey. So I want to kind of make an analogy to you, excuse me. If you were going to go to, let's say, a shoe store, and you picked out the cutest pair of shoes, and you wore them around, and everywhere you went, people were asking you, where did you get those shoes? Those are super cute. What would you do? You would tell them the store where you got your shoes. In fact, I bet you would say, hey, do you want to go shopping with me? Because I'm planning on going back there. Let's make it a date. You would have lunch maybe, you'd go shopping, whatnot. This is the very same thing. And I know it doesn't seem like it until you try it, but so let's get another example going. Let's say you walk into a room and someone comes running up to you and says, oh my God, you look so amazing. What have you been doing? If you were taking, let's say, a spin class at the gym, what would you say to them? You would say, oh my gosh, I've been taking this spin class at the gym. You know what? You should come with me, right? Okay, let's take it a little step further here. You walk into a room and someone comes running up to you and they say, oh my God, you look so great. What have you been doing? Instead of thinking to yourself and psych yourself out by saying, okay, what have I been doing? I've been doing the 21-day fix, but I don't want to come off as a salesperson. You're not. It's the same thing as the shoes and the same thing as the spin class, except this time you're sharing what you've done with the 21-day fix or T25 or Insanity or P90 or whatever it is that you've been doing, Shakeology. So they ask you what you've been doing, and immediately, if it were me, I would say, whoa, well, in addition to exercising and eating right, I've been doing this program called the 21-day fix, and it's been amazing for me. I lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. I've never felt better. So one or two things is going to happen. One, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, tell me about that. I want to know more about that. Or two, they're going to be like, well, that's great. You look great. Done. Nowhere in that conversation did I ask that person to buy a challenge pack, to try Shakeology, to try the 21-day fix. They asked me what I've been doing. I told them. So let's say someone then comes back at you and says, what do you mean? What is the 21-day fix? Or I have heard of the 21-day fix, or I've heard of Shakeology. Easy, right? Because now they're engaging you in the conversation. You can talk to them about it. But it comes to the point where you have to know what to say, right? And sometimes it takes you off guard. People say, well, what have you been doing? And instead of saying, I've been doing the 21-day fix, are you looking to lose some weight? Are you looking to get healthier? You should do this with me. Automatically, a little switch turns into in your brain, and you think that the other person is going to perceive you as a salesperson, which is not true. Think about the shoes. Did you try to sell anyone shoes when they asked you where you got them and if they were cute? No, you invited them to go shopping with you. Did that person who asked you about how you looked and you told them you were going to a spin class, 3 times a week, did they think that you were trying to sell them a gym membership or sell them a spin bike? No, you invited them to come with you to get the results that they see in you. It is the same thing, okay? The sales part comes in when people ask you, well, where do I get it? That's when you say, well, because I've had this great results with these programs and with Shakeology, I've become a coach. So I can actually help you get the same results that I have. You can get it right through me. And, not all conversations are going to go exactly that same way, but you can see how the momentum of a conversation goes. So that is one way to invite, is to be a product of the product, which is the second vital behavior, and get those results yourself so that when people see you, they automatically want to ask you what you've been doing to receive the results that you worked so hard for. The third vital behavior is personal development, and that comes from reading books or listening to books on audio, or talking to people who you think are really positive. I recommend for new coaches The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, which is a great book, or even Go Pro by Eric Worre. Both of those are amazing books, and what those give you is the mindset to know that yes, this is a business. This is a business. But you're not necessarily in the business of, quote unquote, selling the products. Yes, that's what we do, but really you're selling yourself. And I know that sounds a little strange to say, but you're selling yourself as a coach. So without being the product of the product, and without personal development to help you get that business sense and get that positive attitude, without that, the inviting becomes that much harder. So all three of those vital behaviors work hand in hand. So what I want you to do is, instead of looking at inviting as selling, I just want you to share what you're doing, whether it be drinking Shakeology every day, working out with T25 every day, it doesn't matter. People are going to ask you what you're doing anyway because you're a product of the product, but when it comes to inviting in person, that's that. When it comes to inviting on Facebook or social media, my number one tip for you is post things of value that are free. So you want to gain a following. Post things that people want to read and look at that will help them, and give it to them for free. It could be a recipe, a tip, a motivational quote, a video of you working out, a video of you cooking, a list of books that your kids could read over the summer. It doesn't matter if it's fitness and nutrition related. I mean, it should be at least once a day, but it's something of value so that when people are scrolling past their newsfeed, no matter what it is, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they're going to stop and look at your message because what you're giving them is of value to them. And what that does is it takes you out of the role of salesperson and puts you in the role of a coach, and that's what you want. So I hope that this has helped you, and I hope that you can look at coaching in a way to help your family and friends get the results that you have gotten from these programs, through Beachbody, but with you as their mentor, with you as their inspiration. And in turn, you want to build your team and have those people who have gotten great results because of what you have done for them, and you want to pay it forward so that they can continue to pay it forward. All right, well, that's it for today, and let me know if you have any questions, comments, maybe any aha moments. Talk to you soon.